It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No. We're gonna watch and listen.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another little edition with Grizzlies on the Hunt with Psychic Kelly Joe. Well, Kelly was just with us, and she went to La La Land, and here she comes back. We're coast to coast and around the world. So welcome back, Kelly Joe. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited about tonight's show. It's going to be fun.
Yes. Hello, FDL Paranormal. Hello, Lady Wolf. Welcome again to another edition. So what is our topic tonight?
We're going to talk about our spirit guides and guardian angels.
Now that's going to be an interesting topic.
So,
take it away. It's all yours.
Well, our guardian angels, they've never been human. They've always just existed. And we have, usually people have one that's been with them forever, for eons. And other ones can be added as you need them. You know, and usually meet them when you're a little kid. And lots of people have seen like ladies in their room or men in their rooms. And they can look like anything, like a biblical person or Native American Indian or a goddess or, you know, and then angels, they've always been angels. They come as angel you need, you know, like parking angel or a protection angel, warrior angels. You need help, you got angels, and they're here in a millisecond, you know. And I'm sure that everybody has had a dream and heard a name, and usually that is the name of your guide, you know. So
really,
yeah, you know, like, and sometimes like in a time of trouble, you'll have somebody show up that isn't, it's a your guide or guide. They can't intervene, but they can, you know, just give suggestions, you know, and they can show up and guide. That's something they can do, but they cannot intervene in the human experience or in karma.
So that's very, very interesting.
And some people, they think that their past loved ones be a guide. They aren't guides. You know, what they know here is what they know there. You know, so.
So somebody just asked a question. You two ever meet in real life? So no, we have not. I have a board, a panel of psychics that expand globally across the globe. And she is one of them. She has read me without even being asked. She has told me things that I did not ask for. She has predicted my future many times, and she's been right on every subject. So no, I have not. Lady Wolf, Kelly Joe, how do we find out about our spirit guides? Name, male, female, etc.
Well, I say a lot of times they come in your dreams. And another thing is, if you sit real quiet, sometimes they'll come to you and you'll see what they look like.
Really?
And they'll give you their name. Yeah.
Now, how do you differentiate from what you're thinking or hearing in your head compared to what they're saying? See, that's the problem I have. I don't know if I'm making stuff up or I'm just, you know, thinking to myself. How do you know the difference?
Well, it sounds a little bit different, but it's in your voice sometimes. But It's like the small whisper voice, not the chatter.
Oh,
Like
okay.
say you're trying to cross the street, and something yells at you, says, "Stop, don't go out there now." Well, that's your guide.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Or
Yeah.
say you're driving along a car and it tells you not to go down one street and you take a different road. That's your guide.
Really? So, see, I thought
Yeah.
that was sometimes intuition. Now, I
Yeah,
know there's
that's your it's intuition,
now
but
I know
it's
there's
like
times before where I couldn't find my car keys and I finally found them. Then on the way, there was a bad car wreck. So, and it's
right.
like,
That's
wow,
protection.
huh, Lady Wolf, my mind never quits enough. That's my problem. Mine's constantly
Well,
moving,
that's
going.
why they'll come to you when you sleep. Because
Interesting.
you're quiet when you sleep.
Now, I've been told that everybody should keep a notebook by the bed and a number 2 pencil. And when you wake up, write down your dream immediately right away so you don't forget nothing. Is that true? Thanks, she froze. I always think it's my guardian angel, Denise says. Is that true, Kelly?
And it's true. Yes.
So when we hear children say they see angels, mom and dad, and we're like, okay, whatever, son, whatever, daughter, we really should probably consider they are probably seeing something.
Yes, absolutely. Same way with imaginary friends, you know, but they aren't imaginary. Like sometimes if somebody's lost or something, a spirit guide will show up and guide little children out the woods. Like I remember a story, I don't remember exactly. A little old lady came and got this little girl's hand. She was lost in the wood and guided her out to where the people were. And then the lady just disappeared.
Really? Lady Wolf. I love to know who it is so I can speak to them. So do you just speak out loud and they know that you're talking to them, or do you just talk to them in your head? How does that work?
Don't care. You can talk to them loud or quietly. And you're always connected. You might not feel like you're connected, but you are always connected.
That's interesting. Well, Lady Wolf, I know that I have several that saved me. Denise, I always ask for my guy to give me their name. Do you get it? Do they tell you their name? Do they whisper it to you, Denise? Do they tell you in
Yes,
your dream?
they can their name, you know. I have a guy named Sam.
Now, do you physically see Sam or you just hear Sam?
Yeah, I see him.
See, that's wild.
And then I have other ones that I got the blue lady with the crystal. She wears a crystal band, you know. And then Sam is a Native American Indian, red bandana. And I've
Huh.
drawn him.
Now, Denise says only once, and she thinks it's her dad. Now, can spirit guides be family members?
No, no. Spirit guides have never been human, and our family aren't spirit guides.
Lady Wolf, Miss Kelly Joe, can you tell me how many spirit guides or angels that I may have?
Right now, they're showing me 5.
Wow.
They're standing behind you. And more are added as you need them.
Denise says, thank you. Hello, Missy. Welcome. Fabio, how you doing? Ciao. So, hello. So, how's everybody doing there? Crazy Witch, hello there. Ah, look who showed up. Hello, Carolyn.
Hi,
Caroline.
Carolyn.
I don't know why. Every day. Turn down your volume to 50%. Oh, Kelly, turn down your volume. She said you're loud.
There, better?
Wow, I'm in trouble if I have that many. Lady Wolf, yeah, you may be doing something. Yeah, it sounds found now, she says. Sounds good. Denise, can you tell me the name of my spirit guide? Oh, that's a hard one.
I think that his Melnick is her guide's name.
Melnick?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you go, Denise. Make sure and take care of Melnick.
Very, very tall, and he comes in a silver shimmer.
No, I do not want to thank Poltergeist. And then, yes, I know, Carol Ann, go to the light. I know. No, every time somebody says Poltergeist, something's flying off a shelf, something's flying anywhere. I think of you now. Just trust me, I do. Carol Ann, yes, I do. So, unbelievable. But see, everybody always asks, why did this not happen to me? How come I was saved? Why was this just a near miss? Is this why sometimes things don't happen to us because of our guides and protection?
Right. Protection of a higher source. Divine intervention.
Denise, my little nephew sees a purple man. Any relevance to that? A purple man.
That's
What
his
was that?
guide. That's this
Wow.
guide.
Crazy Witch. I'm worried about my cat. It's been acting like it feels terrible. I think it's allergies. Well, maybe
I would
your
take
spirit
it to the vet.
Yeah.
It feels like it ate something or something.
Uh-oh. Denise, I asked why I survived 911. It probably
Because
wasn't
you
your
still
time.
had work to do. You still
See?
got work to do.
Well, hello there, Tess. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Oh, I never asked. Always think what Kelly Joe said, divine intervention. I do believe in that. I do. John can probably ask what energy I have attached to me. John wants to know what type of energy does he have attached to him?
Well, you did pick up an attachment. You do need to send it to the light and to the light. It
What have you
messes
been
with
doing?
things. What has he been doing?
Yes, that's my question to John. What have you been doing? So his name is John Bed Down the Psychic. So have you been somewhere on an investigation or something? Let's see what he says. So yeah, attachments are kind of scary. I do know that. I used to do mini readings. Yes. Okay, that will explain it. What do you think about that, Kelly? Give her a second. She froze here.
After he
Hello, Summer. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you got on board, and welcome to the train. You froze up, Kelly. Can you say that again?
I said, ask him if he says a prayer before he does anything and cleans himself off after every reading.
John says he can't
'Cause he
seem
might
to
have
shake.
picked up- Well, he needs to send it to the light through the light. Yeah, he needs to burn 3 white candles for the trine, put them on a table, and cast it to the light and through the light. Because yeah, you got an attachment.
Okay. Denise. Now, if people want to know why I'm saying the names and reading it, because we're also on audio too. So why do my ears ring sometimes? It's not tinnitus, LOL. Why does that happen? Mine does that for sometimes.
Certain is for, and then a high pitched whistle is for a volcano eruption.
Really?
Yeah.
John says I'm non-religious and cleanse and ground. Religion does not have to have any role in playing anything. I do believe in a higher power, which each is their own, John. But you do have to cleanse yourself and ground yourself. I know that for a fact. But I would heed Kelly Joe's instructions and try that. Especially if you do readings, you do have to believe in a higher power to do these things.
And have them take a Epsom salt bath. That'll help cleanse too. Put a whole cup of salt in the bath water and soak for 20 minutes.
There you go. Summer, thanks. Glad to be here. Usually watch the recording. Well, actually, you're live. All right. Lady Wolf, Kelly Joe, do you see the... Now, what in the world is that? Hecatite around me? Hecatite. Someone in the chat here mentioned that to me. It's Hecatite. What is that? That is new on me.
I don't know what that is. It must be some deity or something. I have no idea. Hecate. I don't know.
Will you see anything around Lady Wolf? I don't feel anything around Lady Wolf.
I don't see anything either.
Missy, why is my cat lately obsessed with the basement? She's in some kind of curious mode. Like Indiana Jones. There's no negative feeling down there. Just I'm sensitive, would notice like plenty of dust though.
Well, I think that you have a house ghost, and I think that she's seeing the lady down there. It's not bad.
Probably spelling wrong. Yeah, Lady Wolf, I am horrible when it comes to spelling. So yes, I do understand. John, I feed off energy that is emitted by people and then read, not a religious thing. No, you don't have to be a religious thing. Absolutely. I said that earlier. People do have energy. There is a higher energy. I do believe. I didn't say you had to believe. I said I believe. Everybody has their own beliefs. I never force any beliefs on anybody. But I do believe. Lady Wolf gives a thumbs up. Lady Wolf is a hematite. Hematite. I thought hematite was a rock.
Is the stone she's asking about?
Yes.
I thought that was a stone.
I did too.
That absorbs negative energy.
Yes, that's what I thought. Denise, no, the guy said it's
Oh,
a
a
she and
she
it's some kind
goddess.
of goddess. No, I thought a hematite was a stone. Hello there, Lunacy.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to Grizzly and Kelly Joe. Thank you. I really appreciate the advice. So anytime, John, that's what we're here for. You can either take it or leave it on the table. It's no big deal. You know, we're here to help any way we can. Denise, oh, okay. John gives us a 4-leaf clover. Lady Wolf, Denise said something about the moon. There are Martians on the moons, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what Grizzly said. Norma says it is a magnetic stone. So that's what I thought. A Hecate.
Right.
Yes. Hecate. Crazy Witch says it's not the right spelling. You know, I don't know what the spelling is, but we know it is a rock of some sort. We know what it's probably used for. But yeah, Missy, thank you, Kelly. It's a ghost or a relative or a stray ghost. Is that
It's
what
a
you
house
have?
ghost.
A house ghost.
It's a house
So
ghost.
you
Yeah.
got a squatter missing. A squatter.
She's
Wonderful.
harmless. She used to live there.
Right. Okay. Crazy Witch. Yes, I think you're right that night too. So that's it's very interesting because I have which y'all probably don't know, Hecate. If somebody can however pronounce that, I know it's a rock. I had an experience which you all don't know about because you probably didn't watch the show. If you did, I was interviewing another psychic, and out of nowhere, the guy was like, "You have dolls," and I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "All right, you watch one of my shows, right, Missy?" It took the cat 13 years to notice. And I was like, okay, benefit of the doubt. He watched one of my shows. I'll let that slide. And he turned his head, and he was like, "You have something playing with you," and I'm like, all right, now I know he's watching my shows because he sees all the activity, right? And he's seen probably my ads want me to sell because I was going to sell them. Ladies and gentlemen, I had stuff in my studio that was going crazy, that was going on live when I was doing my shows. No strings attached, freaked me out. I would shut down my live stream and leave my guests live by themselves. I think that's one of the Celtic gods from Scotland or Ireland. Crazy Witch says yes. But
Okay.
anyway, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he sits there. So I test him. And not only did I test him, I did not know that his mentor was on the board with us on our panel of psychics that's across the globe. So he's in America. His mentor is in Greece. So I know that at the time I did not know that they were, you know, connected. So I had no idea. Uh, so this is going on. He's actually giving me a reading live on the show about these dolls that I got in an antique store. So, and he's telling me about this. John, I'm getting a message. Please own up. I'm getting the word herpes from someone who is it? John, who knows in this world today and age, I couldn't even tell you. I can feel you here. Well, everybody feels me. I'm loud. But I was like, describe what you're seeing. So he turned his head and he started describing a doll. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying a doll. And I'm like, huh. And I was like, okay, now if you're actually picking up on this doll, I was like, how many? So now I'm really testing him. And he was like, he got puzzled. He was like, it's the same. And I was like, what do you mean it's the same? He's like, it's the same clothing. Well, it's actually a twin. It's a duplicate doll. So make a long story short, I said, okay, you're right. And everybody's like, show me, show me, show me. And I was like, I'm not touching the dolls, ladies and gentlemen. He's like, no, don't touch them. So I asked him, everybody want to see him. I was like, well, can I take a picture? And he's like, well, you got to ask permission from Jackie. So I said, okay. So I asked Jackie, the one that used to own the dolls. And Jackie said it was okay. So I took a picture and I showed everybody. And everybody was like, oh my God. I'm like, how do you think I felt? I deal with the activity. So I have to say good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Every time I walk into my studio, I have to say that to the dolls and to Jackie. So I asked them, I said, now, is Jackie young or is Jackie a child? And he turned his head and he got real quiet and shut his eyes. He said, Jackie is a woman, but with a child's mind. He says, does that make sense? And I was like, yes, that does make sense. And he goes, she's very playful. I'm like, yes, she is. And because she has done stuff, hadn't she, Kelly, while we've been live on
Yes.
the shows, messing with stuff, knocking my drinks over, making stuff fly up in the air while I'm live, scaring the living daylights out of me. But since I've done what this gentleman psychic said that just started out learning his powers, everything has been calm. So it's been interesting. So I do believe in psychics, John. I do believe in people with abilities. I do believe people that can read energy. Yes, I do. Crazy witch. Thank you for everything. So what about these angels? I want to learn more about these angels because I see them standing like above the earth, like thousands of them, elbow to elbow, looking down, just waiting. Is that
Well,
what they
they're called,
do?
well, those are called the watchers. They watch over the earth. There's different kind of angels for different kind of things.
Now, what does the watchers actually do when you say watch
They
over the
watch
earth?
the earth, they watch humanity.
Wow. Crazy witch, sure thing, Lady Wolf, but I've been able to do a better job. That's my kind of realm after all, LOL. Crazy witch messes with rocks, I see. Nothing wrong with that. I was told I need to get some rocks. So,
But like I was saying, you can pray for any kind of angel you need, like a test angel. For instance, I had a girlfriend, she needed a landing angel because she wasn't doing good learning how to land the airplane. I says, well, pray for a landing angel because you're going to crash if you don't.
oh my Lord, I do not want to be on that plane. I think
So,
I'd be able for a lot of landing angels.
she had a test and she prayed for the landing angel. She landed pretty as you please. She got her license.
Wow.
And didn't have a problem ever since landing.
Wow. Yeah, that would make me nervous. I would love to fly. I love flying. Yeah, that's wild. So that's interesting. So, guardian angels, what other ones? Spirit guides. Now, how do they interact with you during everyday life?
Well, unless you ask them to help you, they hang around, they're always with you.
So, do they just stand there while you sleep and just watch you or hang out or?
Well, they do their stuff too, but they aren't invasive. It isn't like, oh my gosh, they can see me in the shower or go to the bathroom or whatever. You don't gotta ever worry about that.
Lady Wolf, Kelly Joe, may I ask again what psychic abilities you said you saw around me? I think you said I can hear voices. I experienced that. I just don't remember the other things. I'm sorry.
Well, she can hear, she can sense, she can know. She's what I call a knower. Um, and sometimes she does hear, but she also has sight sometimes. Sometimes she can see things. So,
Lady Wolf, do you see things? Do you see things at the corner of your eyes? Because when I was in Madison, Indiana, I was in an antique store, and my mother was with me. And I asked the guy that owned the store, I was like, "So, do you have visitors a lot?" And he looked at me funny. He said, "Why'd you ask?" I said, "I just saw something." And he said, "What'd you see?" And I said, "I saw the lady in the bell dress standing right next to you, bent down behind the counter." And he pointed up and he pointed to the doll and he told me the story when he bought the building. And she watches over the building. That was
yep,
one of the original owners.
land ghost.
Yep.
That's what a land ghost is.
Lady Wolf says yes. So, and of course, my mom was like, "Why is it that every time something happens, I have my back turned?" I'm like, "I have no idea. You know, it just happened." And it was like a split second. It was like she was there, she bent down and was gone. Just like, that was it. And I mean, he turned white and he was like, "Yeah, I mean," and the previous owner told him at closing, as he signed the paper before the ink dried, he was like, "You're never going to be alone. I'm just letting you know." And he
Right.
was like, "What?" And that's when he found the story. And every time he cleaned, he didn't know that. He didn't understand. Every time he cleaned, she was attached to this doll. So he would move the doll on this top shelf, and he would go in the back room. The doll would go back to the original spot. That's where she loved the doll to sit. So now he does not touch the doll. If he cleans, he puts it right back.
Right.
So, very interesting.
You
So
know,
what do
because,
you see, Lady Wolf? I like to know now. See, it's interesting when people interact because
yeah,
see,
it is.
but people are not crazy, ladies and gentlemen. People hear things, people see things, people feel things, and you're not alone. I like to know more about John, like when he first got it. I get quick moving things out of the corner of my eyes. Yeah, see, I get the same things,
Right.
and it used to scare me, because I would stare there, and in my parents' house, I would be sitting in the recliner. I'd be like, "Mom, did you see that shadow walk down the hallway?" I was like, "Your cuckoo clock. Those chains that you had to pull down with those weights to make it work." I said, "When it went across the wall, it moved the chain." She's like, "I try to tell your dad, but he doesn't believe in that." I'm like, "I saw it. I'm telling you." John says, "Please remember, it's highly advised to also recommend medical advice to people who hear voices or see visions. I mean this in the most." Yes, John. Yes, we talk about that on every show. Mental illness is a very serious issue in America and across the world. Absolutely. We do not discount that at all. We always ask people to get help, seek
Right.
medical attention, always. But we also tell people to reach out to other people with abilities to check as well as they're getting help, because it's sad, because sometimes people that have these abilities are diagnosed with something like schizophrenia or whatever, bipolar or worse, and they're heavily medicated because they actually are psychic or do have abilities. So, it's like Kelly Joe told me the other day, and I'm going to use her metaphor: playing teeter-totter by yourself. It doesn't work, does it, Kelly Joe?
No.
That's exactly what she told me. Lady Wolf, thank goodness, no shadows. Yeah, shadows, I don't know what they are. What are shadows, by the way? Are
the
those
the shadow people have never been human, and they're from a lower realm.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh.
oh,
Yeah, not good.
okay. Yes, John, thank you for agreeing. I do totally agree with you, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because usually we do mention that early in the show. So thank you for bringing that out. Yes. So I've been evaluated, John, more than you know. LOL, seriously. I have, especially being on the PD. I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen a psych, and I know I'm crazy. I will tell you I'm crazy. Kelly Joe will tell you I'm crazy, but I'm here, you know? So absolutely. I saw a psychiatrist the other day because of my pain management, because of my back issues. And I tell you what, that guy thought I was nuts. He sure did. And I was like, don't you dare mark that answer down, because I didn't answer that question, and you're going to mark that box without me even answering it. I know how this works. Missy, may I ask what abilities do I have? One UK lady, light healer, said to me, don't worry, all your abilities will come back, and giggled. I asked how many. She said all of them. I was confused.
Well, you have sight, you have hearing, you have precognition, you get things in dreams. You're a medium, you see dead people, you're a healer. That covers a lot of them.
So go ahead, Kelly. I'm sorry.
And a lot of times you have deja vu.
Now, that's the one that gets me. Deja vu. That scares me. Lady Wolf, I meant offense by that remake. Go ahead, Kelly.
There's nothing to be afraid of with deja vu. What it is you popped in the timeline continuum in the future and saw it and came back.
Yeah, yeah. Crazy Witch, I got things in all sorts of different ways. I don't know how even I explain it. That's me. I'll get like best way for me to explain it. It doesn't happen all the time. I can sit here in front of somebody and I'll have a conversation and I'll get pictures and they'll flash. And I don't, it's weird. It's like a story. Lady Wolf, I really do to have PTSD. I do too. I don't want to admit it, but I do. The things that I've been through and seen, yes. I just knew what was going on was more than just my mind. I was feeling things. And, and so the deal is everybody has the potential to have these abilities.
Right.
And we talk about that, from the get-go. Now, some of them are developed by near-death experiences. Some people, develop them by traumatic experiences, PTSD, car wrecks, bad accidents. Some of them are passed down from generations, from parents. Right. Some of them skip generations.
Right.
So, yeah. Yes, Grizz, people are diagnosed with schizophrenia, have abilities. They were told they were crazy. They just want to medicate you. I worked in mental health 20 years. I saw it all. Norma, that's how, when I took psychology, that was the biggest problem. I always said that. My professor always told me, Grizzly, take the class. I was like, Professor, take the class, Grizzly. I was like, Professor, take the class. So I took the class. But yes, Lady Wolf, none taken, fully understand. Missy, wow, that's plenty. I do know about deja vu, psychomatic healing, gut feeling is razor sharp, but mediumship not popped up yet. I think you do know that, but you don't want to realize that. Does that make sense?
Right. Mediumship is you can see dead people know when somebody's going to die. And yeah, you're a medium.
Yeah. Tess, Norma, 28 years of mental health profession. I saw it too. And it's really sad. And so let's look at 20 years ago. So Norma says, Tess says 28 years. Let's just say 30 years, 20 to 30 years. Why do you think asylums were so huge back then? It was a stigmata, right? If you were not what they called normal, they would put you in a hospital and lock you away and medicate you.
Right.
Whether you had autism, Down syndrome, you saw things, you talked to yourself, and you wasn't, right? So that's what they did. And it didn't really come out until the early 80s when the news camera people and the media start going to these places and uncovering the conditions that these people were being mistreated and how they were living. That's why a lot of them were shut down. Missy, oh, can you read cards and know stuff? Do you do cards, Kelly?
Yeah, I can read cards.
That's interesting. John, Lady Wolf, I meant no offense by the remarks. She said no problem. Norma, Tess, drug user just covering up pain. Yes, I do believe that. Crazy Witch, I had deja vu quite a few times. I even dream of an event that happened to me a couple years later. Yes, that has happened. So Norma says that's a prophet. So
I never forget 9/11. 3 days before that happened, I felt a huge explosion, and I raised right up out of bed, and I was having heart palpitations. I went to the doctor, thought I was having a heart attack. There's nothing wrong with me. It's just, the doctor's sort of looking at me like you're cray. But I was fine, and 3 days later there was the towers and stuff.
see, that's wild. Laurel, welcome to the show. Hi, everyone. Sorry to be late again. Hey, better late than never. Welcome. Missy. So you know about my aunt, Liz, who called to report the death, and my uncle touched my hand when he died. Now that's yes. So my mother has the ability that when somebody dies, before they die, she smells flowers. And she has done that my whole life, and it's terrible. Norma, sessions or treatment paid by the state programs. They use people. Yeah, I mean, we're guinea pigs. John, I feel a great chemistry between you and the lady. Are you a couple? No, I am not. She is one of my Grizzly approved psychics on my board of psychics that I handpicked and assembled. That's why she has her own show. Yes, Tess, Norma, Crazy Witch. I read tarot cards too. So tarot cards. Explain to people what those are, because everybody talks about them.
Well, it's a deck of cards that have all the suits, like there's, I don't say swords right, swords, batons, dieners, and cups. And the different suits mean different times of the year. Like cups can mean summer, dieners can mean fall, swords means winter, and batons mean springtime. And the different court cards can mean different things, like there's kings and queens and jacks and pages. So the kings are basically men, and the swords can mean like lawyers to me. It's not how everybody else reads. And then business, and then batons is work and movement forward, and queens are mothers or female, and pages are usually kids or propositions, and knights are like things coming towards you. And then cups can mean love and offerings that are being given from the universe. Dieners are usually always money and work. That's just a little bit of stuff.
So Lady Wolf says, Grizzly and Kelly Joe, I'm always open to things positive. Best is if I can develop them more able to help other people. I love that. Absolutely.
Right.
Missy, hi, Laurel. Laurel, yes. Laurel and I was talking last night about a few things. Absolutely. Summer, welcome back. I'm glad to have her on. I do healing, but wonder if there's something else I should be doing. So what about Summer? Is there something else that she should be doing that you think?
Writing.
Interesting.
And she's a great teacher, so she needs to teach.
Does that make sense, Summer? Hello, Missy. You have a dumpling in my throat. Now, why I was just thinking about dumplings a minute ago? I have no idea. I did not read that. Begging my pardon, my mistake. Crazy Witch. Everybody that reads tarot has their own different ways of reading them. That is correct.
Right.
Now, that is correct. Johnny Blake. Hey, sweetheart. Are you calling me sweetheart? Hey, baby doll. I love you too. Can I be added to your free list, please? Well, if you're going to be added to my list, there's certain things that you have to be Grizzly approved if you're talking to me. So let me know if you're talking about or to me. Lady Wolf, Grizzly, I keep getting curiosity thoughts about cards, but I don't want to try them for concern of anything evil or negative attaching.
It's how you use them. That's not true. You bless your cards, you read your cards, stick them in a scarf, no biggie. Say a prayer before you, or protect yourself before you do anything, no biggie. You know? And then how you read the cards is it makes a story. You know, you put the cards down, you look at the color, you look at what comes to you in the card itself, in the picture, and you read the story, and there you go. You've done a reading.
John, they could be connected from previous life, familiar feeling still lingers in this life. That is correct. Nora, Catholics or Christians, says tarot cards conjures evil spirits, and I'm not an expert in this area, but I don't play with cards. I'm open to learning. So back in the 4th century, okay, men or man, Romans have actually added and took things away from the Bible, and we're not going to go into that subject tonight on this show, but they have changed the Bible. So that is my belief for my learning, and I'll let Kelly finish this question. My belief and my learning is how and what you intend to use those cards for.
Right.
So that's what makes a difference.
Right.
Grizzly, would you move and ask around for casual drinks before you know and make passion love? Oh, that's awesome. Welcome back again. Johnny Blake, know her, but you answered. Okay. Awesome. Let's see here. Go back down here. John, he's got laughing emojis here. Trying to catch up. Crazy Witch, that's normal, just leftover propaganda. Summer, yeah, just thought Holy Fire, Reiki, at the master level the last weekend. It was fun. Thank you for confirming it, Kelly Joe. Plus, I've been doing automatic writing. Now, that is very interesting. Have you ever done that, Kelly? Automatic writing?
I don't like doing that. I don't want anything to take over my body. They can stand next to me. Thank you very much. Talk to me.
Yeah, then that's wild. That's wild.
Because me personally, to let something enter my body, that's possession. No, thank you.
Johnny Blake, you hurt my feelings. You meant that for Kelly. Okay, so Kelly wanted Johnny Blake wanted to make sure y'all was connected as friends, not me. So he broke my heart. So
Johnny Blake, what does he have me to do?
Yeah, he broke Grizzly's heart. I thought he wanted to be my friend. He wants to be your friend. So yes, we'll hook you all up on friendships on Facebook. Not a problem. She's very easy to find. Doesn't the Bible have 3 Maggies in there? I'm not gonna get in that subject tonight because that's a rabbit hole. But that's all right, Johnny. My heart gets broken a lot on the air. Big deal. I'm friends with everyone too, so I'm there. I love everybody. So, Summer, with my automatic writing, I asked to connect to a higher self guides. The words come into my head and I type. Oh, so you do it by typing. Are you talking like computer typing or manual handwriting? Now, this is interesting. I never seen it by computer. I always saw it by handwriting.
Well, that would work the same way.
I guess it would.
However anybody wants to do it, I'm not against, you know what I mean? I'm not Oh, I need to retract what I said about I don't do it, but if other people can do it, great. You know. But yeah, as long as you get your information, protect yourself, and there you go.
That is wild. I gotta know. Yeah, she's gotta answer that. So let's see what she says. Uh, so Johnny Blake, do you see me and Lisa getting back together after 18 years of marriage? She's a Virgo and me a Scorpio. And I tell you what, we're going to answer that question right after our commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
My gosh, they're all going against the wind.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Grizzly is on the Hunt with Kelly Joe. This edition was brought to you by Dan Widener with Western Bigfoot and Paranormal Investigations, LLC. So now back to Johnny's question. 18 years of marriage. Do you see them getting back together?
No.
Oh, okay. Crazy Witch, that sounds cool. Denise, I always see things out of the corner of my eyes, and I hear people calling my name, and there's no one around.
Well, that your name is your guardian angel, and then seeing things as you're seeing ghosts and you're seeing energies that surround you.
So Summer did answer my question. She said she switched to the computer. It just takes practice. Now, I don't know if I could be able to keep up with it. And that's interesting. I would love to see that happen. I'm always been fascinated with that. I always have been. Laurel. So with the tarot cards, you get a vague bit of information, not a straightforward message. So is that right?
Well, you can get a straightforward message out of it. You know, it can be very precise. Depends on how you read.
Crazy Witch, that's happened to me before too, Denise. Denise, Crazy Witch. I feel we have a lot in common. It sounds like you all have a lot of common. Missy, Laura Rollins, depends on the reader. That is true. And it also depends on the person that's being read too, I believe, as well.
Right, right.
That is. Crazy Witch with tarot depends on what kind of spread you do, and a lot of different factors go into it. Absolutely.
Yep.
There
and
we go.
On the reader, yep.
Missy.
Right.
Yeah. Oh heck, Schumann Resonance is getting very active. No wonder I feel woozy. Thank you, Missy, Juju, and Crazy Witch. Niece, I was thinking that too. I got caught up with all the comments and Princess and all the questions. There we go. But no, you know, those are good statements and good questions and stuff. I mean, yeah. I mean, those were some of the basic questions that I had that I always wanted to know answers to. Because I hear my name sometimes, but I just thought it was just myself calling to me. So I didn't know. So yeah. So Lady Wolf says, Grizzly or Kelly Joe, why do I have never ending love or purple since I was born? And for some reason I envision it and it's strong. Now I don't know my colors.
Indigo purple is the highest color of the seventh chakra. And that's, you know, I call that God's color. And what you're doing is you're automatically popping yourself there. in there. So that's what the love is. Yes.
Wow. Wow. That's interesting.
I call it going to the purple plane.
Oh, you out there in the hallway, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Has anyone ever used their powers with now that's called PK. I don't know. I hope
With
not.
with what?
Yeah, revenge,
Oh
addiction.
no.
So yeah. I've heard some people have, but not the people I mess around with or deal with. I don't believe in that. I believe that's bad juju, and I believe that God or a higher power has given you abilities for a reason. Laurel, my number 7, and I love the meaning of it. So why is people's numbers? Why is people fascinated with numbers?
Well, because you resonate to a certain vibration. That's why.
Huh.
And
Looking
then
for
there's
the
the whole realm of numerology and stuff. That's not my stick. I got another friend that does that, but
yes, now that
that's
is
the
a
rest of
totally
it.
different realm. Yeah. Looking at different symbolisms, the different colors, Lady Wolf. Yeah. So Crazy Witch is right. I do not know my colors. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I should have a color chart so when people ask. But that's why I have Kelly Joe. She is the one I go to. I'm not an encyclopedia. That's why I have people like her. Denise says I get deja vu a lot. Been to a place I've never been, but just know where to go and etc. Now, what do you think
Oh,
about that?
yeah, you popped, like I say, you popped in the timeline continuum and went there and came back. Another thing is you've been there in another lifetime.
That's what I was going to ask. What about these kids we're seeing on TV that says, I used to fly a plane and I died? And they're
Yeah,
like 5 or 6
they
years old.
they're reincarnated from that lifetime.
And they would take their parents to a museum and show what type of plane. They would tell them their name. And their parents would be like freaking out, like, there's something wrong with my child. And I don't know if y'all have seen that on TV about
Yes,
these
yeah,
children.
the little boy that was a bomber, and he
Yes.
yeah, yep,
Yes.
and he even named the ship and all that, and the
Yes.
plane and his name, and
His
yeah,
friends. His friends that
yeah.
died. Yes.
And then there was a little girl that was reincarnated, and all her some of her family was still alive, like a
Yes.
grandchild or something. And
Yes.
that was like she went and found her grave and her husband's grave and all that.
Yes.
And it's true. How in the heck can a kid make that up? They can't.
Now I don't know what I would do if my child ever did that to me. I know I'll probably use a lot of holy water and a lot of other stuff. I don't know what I would do. Laurel, Lord, I don't know my color for my aura. I cannot see yours for some reason. I don't know if you're blocking it. Kelly, can you see hers?
She has a lot of green and a lot of purples. So that means that she's getting more spiritual and she's going through a lot of healing. But our aura is like the aurora borealis. It changes all the time.
John, I like moonlight bathing. Really does help refresh. I do too. I love the moon. I love what it does.
You can put your crystals out in moonlight and it cleans them all good.
I heard that.
And
I didn't know that
charges
was
them.
true.
And charges them. Yeah. It's a different kind of charging.
Wow, that's interesting. I did not know that.
Rather than the sunlight. Like on a full moon, you can do the full moon and the dark moon. Depends on what energies you're working with.
Interesting. When we think about that, John, I learned something new tonight. Crazy Witch, Denise, that's an interesting feeling when that happens, ain't it? LOL.
Yeah.
Laurel, the color I'm always drawn to is green. That's very interesting.
Yeah, that's healing.
Beautiful, crazy witch, moon water. What is moon water? I've heard that before. What is
Charging
moon
water
water?
in the moonlight, right, Crazy Rich?
Is that what that is?
Yep.
Laura, I'm drawn to green, but everything in shades of green. Turquoise is next. Hi, Grizz. Well, hello, Midwest Night Watchers. Welcome to the show. Long time no see. Hey, Tracy, could you tell me what color my aura is? Tracy Burris.
You have a lot of orange, which is letting go of anger, but also creativity and passion. So use your creativeness more. And then you also have like a deep yellow, so that's comprehension and understanding.
That's interesting. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission with Kelly Joe to get her hooked up with a team of investigators in her area to go out on a ghost investigation to help them out. In what city do you live in?
Royal Palm Beach, Florida.
So anybody in the Royal Palm Beach, Florida that investigates any haunted areas, if you want to call it, or ghost investigators that wants a psychic that's certified by Grizzly that can go with you and help you out, Kelly Joe is the person to go to. She is willing to go out with you guys. And it will be an interesting ride. I promise you. Just be prepared what she sees. She sees things. Yeah, go for it, Missy says. John,
Yep.
also, can you sterilize water in the sun in clear glass in an emergency and take about 8 hours? Also, you can sterilize water in the sun in a clear glass in an emergency and takes about 8 hours. Now, that I don't know because I think the bacteria is still there. I knew they make
Right.
filtration systems that I use when I go out in the woods that I can take creek water and drink. So,
And
which
there's
is,
those clarification tablets. Don't drink
yeah.
water without clarifying it. It'll make you sick.
The only person I'm familiar with is Omar. Maybe look him up. Omar. So Laura knows somebody down there in your area's named Omar. So anybody in that area that is out there investigating anything paranormal, Kelly Joe is ready. And we're going to hook her up with somebody or a team.
Thank you.
Missy, I'll tag along, but I'm not in the USA. You know what? It's okay. She actually doesn't have to be with you, actually. Watch this. And I'm going to put Kelly Joe on the spot, okay? Did you feel anything this morning around 8 o'clock?
Yeah, what was going on?
I got my tooth fixed.
Yay!
So, ladies and gentlemen, she told me on her first interview, I didn't know her. First interview, when I was going to move, we're not even talking about taps. That's another story. About my pictures on the wall, about being knocked off, being crooked. And on the way out of their interview, she said, hey, when you move to your new location, where she told me where I was going to, she said, you're going to have to go to the dentist. Bye. And she got off. And I was like, what do you mean go to a dentist? I'm not going to go to a dentist. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Grizzly moved when she said I was going to move into the location. And when I moved to that location, after I got my studio set up, I was sucking on a piece of red hot candy and I broke a half a tooth. I couldn't believe it. So I called her up. I'm like, you ain't gonna believe this. She's like, I told you. So yeah, she is the real deal. She's validated other things that nobody's known in my childhood, especially about taps. We'll talk about that on another show. Yes. I was told I had gold aura, but it does change all the time.
Yes.
I know Denise on some of the shows you've been on, it's like a rainbow to me. So that helps you out any. Crazy Witch, I love the color green myself. Everybody loves green. Denise, I have brown eyes with purple, but people tell me when my intuition kicks in, they turn green. Wow.
Neat.
That is
Well,
awesome.
I have an appointment real quick, so I'm going to have to say goodnight to everybody, and thank you for tuning in, everybody.
Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, from coast to coast and around the world, we thank you once again. You know that every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, Kelly Joe will be here. Now, don't forget, we got another live show coming up in 55 minutes, and it's another psychic, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure and tune in. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Good night.
It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No, we're gonna watch and listen.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, shit, should we run?
No.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, should we run?
Okay. It's a grizzly.
Are you sure it's not a chipmunk? Action. No, I'm out of here. Action.
It's a grizzly.
I'm out of here.
Huh. Maybe it is a chipmunk. It's a grizzly.
Are we gonna die?
I don't know. We're just gonna sit here and listen and watch.
Let's get out of here, maybe.